Hello and welcome to Zagora in Morocco for day 6 of the Estoril Portimao Marrakesh Rally. Round 3 of the 2010 FA Rally Raid World Tour nears its end, and in the last 2 days alone we've seen nearly 700 kilometres of special stages. But it's not over yet, and neither category has decided, with the cars seeing an especially tight battle for the lead. Today we'll be looking at action from the 6th leg moving south towards Zagora, but before that, a roundup of what's happened so far. So, leg 1 saw Felipe Campos on roads he knows very well extend his lead every day and on every stage, while his main rival Leonard Levitsky struggled in the narrow roads. In the bikes, Helder Rodriguez made a perfect start, and his compatriot Paulo Goncalves lost time with 2 punctures. Leg 2. Miguel Barbosa from Portugal. His challenge finished very early on. He blew the engine on his Mitsubishi Lancer and took a 96-hour penalty to change it. On the bikes, motocross star Luis Correa surprised everyone with his debut on Rally Raid with 2 stage wins and a staggering pace, but unfortunately some of it was through a restricted zone and he picked up a big penalty for speeding. Leg 3, Eric Vigouroux in the Chevrolet Trophy truck had planned to change the gearbox before the first Moroccan stage. Unfortunately for him, that was too late. It broke 20 kilometres before the end of stage 3 and he changed it in a petrol station on the way to the ferry. In the bikes, Mario Petre on the Suzuki wins the leg, riding flat out before realising everybody else was playing tactics and didn't want to open the road in Africa. Leg 4, so Leonard Levitsky take the first Moroccan stage, the first taste of proper rally raid, and he was on a mission to get back into the lead. David Casto moved into the lead on the bikes with a stunning run on the carbon Sherco machine. Yesterday's leg 5, the longest stage of the rally so far, saw poor old Eric van Loon in the Mitsubishi Lancer have a dreadful day. Nothing went right for the Dutchman. He got stuck in deep sand, horribly lost, and found the bodywork of his Lancer was catching even more in the dunes and delaying his progress further. Helder Olivier in the Nissan Pathfinder struggled with a maximum speed of 155 kilometres an hour, and despite his experience in Morocco, also got stuck in the sand. Leonard Levitsky, happy with everything, though expected larger dunes, he lowered his tyre pressures too far and he punctured. Felipe Campos and his co-driver, on the other hand, both adapted brilliantly to the raid conditions and were surprised to finish second and hold the lead. In the bikes, Jose Manuel Pelica on the Yamaha had problems with navigation but was happy to be riding again. This is his first rally since an injury on the Dakar and he just wants to finish. David Casto on the Sherco took a 20-kilometre detour after condensation made his GPS and trip meter useless and he dropped to second. Frans Verhoeven had a leaking fuel tank and he fixed it with a sock. Rode hard to make up the time. Paulo Goncalves won the stage and he loved the sand dunes with great onboard shots from his helmet cam. Helder Rodriguez felt he should have won the stage, but he broke his foot brake and his trip and was glad to retake the lead anyway. So on to today, the 6th leg of 8 legs overall, which total 3,900 kilometres, 1,800 kilometres of special stages. We have a liaison of 84 kilometres, then a 337-kilometre special stage and a short 20-kilometre run into Zagora. A wide variety of surfaces along the Algerian border with dried rivers, twisty roads and some dunes towards the end of the stage near Tartiflette. It's the second longest stage of the rally, but it's one of the competitors' favourites. On to the cars. Leg 6, special stage 9. Helder Oliveira was the biggest news of the day, and it wasn't good news, I'm afraid. After nearly 6 months out of the car and running on an already limited budget, shortly before checkpoint 2, Oliveira lost control of the car over a series of bumps, and they rolled heavily. It was the end of their rally, but luckily both crews, although they were battered and bruised, are okay, but very disappointed.
It's a very fast track. We came with a good pace, always in 6th gear, and there were some bumps. In the first bump, the car has some problems, and when we arrived in the second and the third, we made like that a lot of times. We came about 140 kilometers an hour, and now the car has a lot of problems.
So not a good day for poor old Oliveira. A better day for Barbosa, but only just. No big shunt for him. Blew a turbo and had to stop before checkpoint 2. His assistance truck has gone looking for him. If they can fix the problem overnight, they'll continue. But of course they're running with enormous penalties from a previous engine change already. Better condition than Oliveira's car, though. Lino Calapezza in the Bowler Wildcat was the fastest bowler again today, with the 8th quickest time overall on the stage. Unfortunately, he's got a 100-hour penalty for missing an earlier leg 2 with a technical problem, and they lie last in the standings. Bernardo Moniz de Maya in the BMW X3 continues his desert learning curve and had a steady day in what he described as difficult conditions. He lost a little bit of time, but he's not too concerned. He was happy to be 7th quickest on the day and 5th overall on his first visit to Morocco and his first time in the sand. Frenchman Gerard Bennielli in the MCM buggy was the best of the small teams. They've been slowly moving up through the rankings until yesterday, when unfortunately they punctured on the liaison before the stage and took a 20-minute penalty for arriving late at the start. They then lost 52 minutes, 12 kilometres in, when they got stuck in a sand dune and broke the hydraulic lift, which is designed to get the car out of the deep sand if it gets stuck. So Didier Hackett, the co-driver, says it's a wonderful landscape but a hard terrain to navigate with. If you're sharp with the road book and everything goes well, I have a chance to have the driver reduce the pace when I'm not sharp, so it works for us. Actually, I believe the buggy fits every terrain, but maybe not the driver. I just need to be used to it again. At the moment, I have a lack of experience, especially in the stand, and yesterday I made a mistake which cost us an hour, but that's rally raid, and today was perfect. Ricardo Leo dos Santos in the bigger BMW X5 has decided that he can't catch the BMW X3s in front. He had a problem-free run today and hopes it will continue all the way to the end. Absolutely flat out through very tricky sandy dunes here, incredibly easy to get caught out and pitch the car over like poor old Oliveira did. As he says, anything can happen to the cars in front, and he's just hanging in there in case it does. Felipe Campos had a few problems today, but hold on to the lead by the skin of his teeth. He stopped to change a slow puncture, had engine overheating issues, and lost 4th gear, but despite all of this, he holds on to the lead by just 14 seconds from Nowitzki. He knows his chance of winning is slim, but he's enjoying the experience, and he has a good pace, so he's very happy. Yes, I've no experience at all. It's the first time I'm doing rally raids in Morocco, but whatever. I'm very happy because I'm still in the lead, even for only 14 seconds. Today the stage was difficult, but we didn't have any navigation problems. Only slight problems with the car, with the heat, was overheating. So we reduced the speed to the finish with no problems. But I'm happy, and we'll see tomorrow what happens with the overall standings. Eric van Loon had a much better day. For the first time on the rally, he had no problems at all, and his change of luck saw him go third fastest on the stage. He moves up to 7th overall, and continues to be impressed with his fantastic new Mitsubishi Lancer's pace as he touched 180 kilometers an hour today. If it hadn't been for his earlier time penalties in the rally, Van Loon could have been a real threat to the overall classification.
Incredible fast. We were doing 183, so you can imagine.
Last night we discussed and say, well, I have to give an indication when I need some more time. And if I'm sure that we picked the right route, and give the sign for full attack, and here he goes full attack again. So it's a mix of styles, and it turned out for the best today.
I just looked in the roadbook for tomorrow, and they even have 1.5 hour less for the stage. So that means that it is quicker than today. I hardly can imagine. And there were some really critical points, like we were doing at one point. We had a moment that we were doing more than 170 k's, and suddenly there was a very steep dip and bump. So we were lucky there. So I don't know what tomorrow brings, but if we keep this pace, it's the right pace for us. So we can keep on with navigation and still drive it safely.
Russian Leonid Novitsky was again using experience from the FIA World Cross Country Championship, which he currently leads, to try and chase down leader Philippe Campos. He thought he could take the lead today. He took 10 minutes off Campos and 6 minutes off him respectively on the first 2 stages in Morocco, but it wasn't to be. He got a little bit lost and had 2 punctures. Without these problems, he might have won the stage. And he had a bit of a battle on the stage anyway with some of the other competitors. A bit of touring car style door handling with Eric Vigoureau in the Chevrolet trophy truck. Yeah, with a good stage, very fast, but not able to catch Philippe. The car is good. Again,